There have been medical updates about two members of the royal family. King Charles III is due in hospital next week to treat a benign prostate condition, and his daughter-in-law, the Princess of Wales, is in hospital following planned abdominal surgery. From the UK, we are joined by our correspondent, John Beaver. John, good evening and welcome. King Charles III, what more has been said about his condition?
Yeah, well, as you say, being treated for this benign prostate condition is the update that we've got. Buckingham Palace very keen to point out that this is a very standard procedure. It's something that the National Health Service here in the UK says affects a lot of men, especially those who are older, those in their 70s, like the King. So he is having what very much Buckingham Palace is keen to say is a minor procedure in order to sort out his health. What we do know is that once he has received this medical assistance, that he'll then have a time of recuperation. We don't know how long that will be. You would imagine that his private doctors will assess his condition and decide just how long he needs to be on light duties for, as they might put it. So that's very much the message, excuse me, coming from the UK. Nothing to be concerned about, but the King does have to go into hospital to have this procedure.
So on this other one, the palace says it's minor surgery, but the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, is expected to stay in hospital for 2 weeks with a 3-month recovery period after that. So, John, it sounds more serious, but it's not unusual, is it, for the palace to disclose as little detail as possible about the medical and health conditions, of the royals?
No, you're absolutely right. The palace very much trying to strike the middle ground between this being in the public interest, of course, and there being a lot of interest in this, but also respecting people's privacy, especially when it comes to medical conditions, their medical history. So although they haven't revealed exactly what Catherine, the Princess of Wales, received surgery for, they have been very keen to point out that the surgery was, as they say, a success, that she will remain in hospital for 10 days to 2 weeks, as you say. But then, yes, we have that longer recovery time, not expected to undergo any public duties until after Easter. So that's about 2.5 months away, 3 months probably, until we see Catherine out and about again. She is patron of a number of charities. She's a very popular royal, certainly here in the UK. So Buckingham Palace, of course, from a personal point of view, will be hoping that she gets well soon. And also from a public point of view, to have her out and about certainly will be very good for the palace as well. So they've said they won't be issuing any further updates unless there are significant developments. So I would expect we won't hear anything else about this until she leaves hospital.
How are Britons, to whom the royal family is important, reacting?
I think the response here really depends on what your views are of the royal family. For those who are very keen on the royals, then of course they want to know everything about this. They will be very concerned by it. You see on royal forums and message boards on social media sites, people expressing their good wishes and their sympathy and their hope for quick recoveries. But then of course we have a proportion of the population, and certainly younger people as well, who really don't have a huge amount of interest in the royal family, who would say, why is this making the news? But of course, when you have got the King and you've got his daughter-in-law both either in hospital or about to go into hospital, of course it makes the news. Certainly you would imagine that very much people will be keeping an eye on this, but I think the interest in it comes down to what your personal feelings are about the royal family.
Well, in other developments in the UK, Sir Tony Lloyd, who is a veteran Labour MP, has passed away. How is his party remembering him tonight, John?
Yeah, so when it comes to politicians such as that, then again, depending what side you are on the political spectrum, you have very much people needing to keep an eye on things, but certainly no one wishing him any ill will. We have good public relations coming from all sides. What you always find in the UK when a notable politician dies is that people put their political differences to one side whilst they remember those politicians and they step forward to pass on their best wishes, certainly to the family of those involved as well. So it is one of those times, despite the fact that we're expecting an election here in the UK, politically things are very divided here. You do find whenever any senior politician passes away, those political divides are put to one side for some time.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, you know, just MPs from both sides of the Commons posting some heartfelt tributes on social media saying how heartbroken they were. And a lot of people remembering what they say are his deep Labour values and his decency, and grateful for his dedication to political and public life. So thank you very much for the update there. And as soon as we know and if there are any developments, as John Beaver says, we will bring them to you on the health conditions of those members of the royal family, King Charles III and the Princess of Wales. Our SABC News correspondent, John Beaver there.